Hello everyone, my name is Rouran Zhang. I'm the both member of ICTC and ISCCL, and today my topic is Implication of Traditional Method for Climate Change, a case study on cultural landscape of Honghe Hani rice terraces in China. And this presentation is a part of the third phase of ICMOS and IUCN collecting practice. The Hani rice terraces are located on the south bank of Honghe River in southern Yunnan province in large undulating mountainous area. On June 22, 2013, the Honghe Hani rice terraces was successfully inscribed on the World Heritage List as a cultural landscape type. The total area of the site is 461 square kilometers, and there are 82 villages with 56,000 people. The Hani rice terraces is composed of the forest, village terraces and water system. In this system, the forest at the top of the mountain and used by local people as a sacred forest to store rainwater, which is channeled through ditches to each village, where it flows into the terraces below the village and finally into the river. The Hani terraces reflect the ancient Chinese people respectful and protection and skillful use of the natural resources, and are important example of the harmonious coexistence between man and nature. Because of its unique four-element system, it has a good water holding and regulating function. From 2008 to 2012, Yunnan province suffered from a real 5-year drought period. The Hani terraces field still maintain good production. This indicates that the Hani rice terraces are highly resilient to climate change. So I will discuss how the traditional management method can be most effective to support and contribute climate resilience. A total of the 86 heritage stakeholders were interviewed in the project for survey. This presentation is based on analyzing those interview results and review relevant literature. And the adoption of the cultural landscape of the terraces to the climate change is constituted by the traditional management method as mentioned above: forest, village, terraces, and water system. The first element is the forest. Hani villages believe that the biodiversity of the forest behind the village is inhabited by the mountain god. Therefore, the annual sacrifice to the forest is an important part of the unique landmark festival of Hani people, the Amatu festival, which is a manifestation of the Asian ecological culture and of the Hani people. The ceremony is performed by the villages who elected the Migu, who is the headman in the village and the administrative leader in the Hani culture. And this festival is an important platform for Hani people's regulations, emotions, and nature closeness, and the mutual communication between people. The second element is village. Hani villages are located between forest and terraces rice field, and the soil election construction of the house are done through the Hani ancient songs, which is record Hani people's knowledge of ethnic migration, production, skills and worship. And the Hani architecture as shown on the screen of Hani people, called the mushroom house, which is built with earth and stone as the main wall material. This form of the construction is combined with the village's belief in preservation of sacred forest to ensure that the forest around village is not destroyed. A third element is terraces. Since water flows down from the forest all year round, Hani villages fill each layer of the terraces with water throughout the year, making it a natural reservoir of the water. The water flows downward layer by layer, finally merge into the river. In the terraces also form the rice, fish, and duck model as shown on the screen. That is, planting rice in the terraces, raising fish and ducks in the rice field can inhabit the growth wheat and loosen the soil by swimming, feeding, and exerting. A balance is formed between rice, fish, and duck, and this model also maintains the sustainable development of the local red rice cultivation. The last element is a water system, which is key to connect the forest, village, and terraces. A system ditches is dug to bring water from the forest to the villages and the terraces, and a system of water use and management is passed on from the generation to generation, with few villages choosing by the entire village to manage the ditches. They call that the Rouran, as shown on the screen. The core of the element is called the wood carving and water distribution, which means that a horizontal wood or stone placed on the end of the dish, and the Rouran cuts studs in the wood according to the actual amount of water needed by each terrace field, so that water can be distributed into the terraces field by itself, as shown on the left screen. Well, why? While the traditional method can be mitigate the climate change, how to sustain such method is a real problem. One of the biggest problems is that young people going out of work were mentioned by 18 of 50 Hani people who interviewed. Since the harvest brought by the terraces can only sustain daily life, many young people choose to work in the cities. Therefore, I believe that a focus on community issues in rural heritage is essential for climate change adoption. So this is also in line with the new cultural tourism charter of ICTC, which focuses on climate change and community resilience. Thank you so much.